attention on the player's voice and Hyrule Warriors. Hello.
Hello, fellas.
Hello.
Fellas, I have a confession to make.
Oh no.
And I
You
thought
hate video games?
I thought I would start this episode by clearing the air with some. I just want to get this off my chest, or else I'll live with it forever.
Sure.
I did not get an apple fritter on Friday this week.
Colin!
I forgot.
How dare you?
I was very busy working on a real, actual, this is not a bit television show. And I just forgot to get an apple fritter on Friday. But
Absolutely no excuse.
no, but on Wednesday was Fritters Day. And on that day I got an apple fritter.
So in the end it works out.
So
Wait,
so
how Wednesday be Fritter Day? It's a Friday thing.
Shut up. I have no fucking idea. But all I know is on Wednesday I got an apple fritter and a McRib. Hello everyone. Welcome to another good morning Source Gaming. I am your host. Also, I got a fritter on Thursday and I got one yesterday. I just got it on every day of the week that, like, starting Fritters Day that wasn't Friday.
Every day but Fritter Friday.
Every day but Fritter Friday. But this was the exception.
I don't remember. I think it was you that tweeted it, but in 2 years, Fritters Day will be Fritter Friday, and I need to prepare for that moment.
Yes, that is true. Unless, was this year a leap year?
Oh, we do that. I forgot.
I don't know. Was this year a leap year?
Because if we have a leap year, that totally throws a fucking wrench in everything. We'll have, like, Fritter Saturday.
No!
No.
Yeah, we can't have that. Who eats fritters on a Saturday? It's a sin.
It's a Friday and apparently Wednesday and Thursday food.
Hey man, the guy just, like, the utility guy at my job was just like, hey, can you go get me McDonald's? And I was like, sure, and I got myself a fritter while I was at it.
And the McRib.
Spazzy, are you in a bathroom?
I don't know, man. I could be.
Food shenanigans.
Are you just...
I want to look around.
Magic radio. No, I'm in the room. Using the same mic and headphones that I always use.
Maybe it's picking up a different microphone.
Yeah, it might be picking up a different microphone.
Oh, shit. That
That would explain why it doesn't sound right.
Oh!
That's how sound works.
You mean the reason I sound bad is because another mic is hooked up?
Oh, this year was a leap year. Okay, so we're in the clear. We should be fine going forward.
God.
Oh my God. Whew.
We almost that was a close one.
We almost had a wipeout there. I feel like it would have been quicker to just look at what, like, December 2nd, 2022 would have looked like, but who has time for that? Let's find out on the Windows calendar. Yep, it's a Friday. There we go.
Oh boy.
We're all set. We're all hunky dory. Colin, are you excited for the Doom Eternal port in 2 days? Yeah, if Bethesda sends me the review code for it.
I have to just pester.
Why is it...
Story.
Why is it that, like, the games I want to cover, I have to, like, get on my knees and go, like, please, give me, give me the review code, but, like, you know, I get Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure in my inbox. I don't even think I asked for it. I just got it in my email.
Are you fucking talking shit?
I'm not. I was actually, like, really stoked about it, but I was like, I don't think I asked for it. I looked through my sent emails. I'm like, did I ever? Because it seems like something I would ask for, because I like Taiko Drum Master, but I'm like, what the fuck? How'd they get a hold of me?
They just knew. If you're a fan of Taiko Drum, they know.
Yeah. They just got scrolling through Twitter and like, this guy, Taiko Drum fan.
Yeah, except for the fact that it's not compatible with the drum.
Is it? Wait, what?
It's not.
Oh, no.
Apparently, like, the controls are mapped differently, so it doesn't work with the drum. You have to use a controller.
Oh, that's bad.
Bullshit. I hate it.
Yeah,
I'm already docking points.
I've got the drum up there. That was one of the reasons I was interested in playing it.
I've already deducted points from the final score. They'll never recover.
The BWS show says on Friday, I wish all my classmates a happy Fritter Friday, and almost all of them said fritters are bad. I hate it here.
Yeah, but did you clarify an apple fritter? Because I can't see anyone hating an apple fritter. Like corn fritters maybe, but apple fritters?
You'd be surprised. There are definitely some people that dislike the fritters.
That's bullshit. I can't stand this. I can't stand this world.
I used to think that I hated fritters until I actually tried one. It was pretty good.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they just haven't tried a fritter.
Listen.
Sorry, what was that, Spazzy?
What? What happened?
I said it was a real green eggs and ham situation.
Fix your microphone.
Yeah, your mic is still not correct.
I really don't want to, though. I'm just...
Live via the clouds, apparently. Spazzy.
The real guest star was not
Live
Raio.
on Olympus.
The real guest star was not Raio. It was Zeus, played by Spazzy.
Zeus coming down, being like, I think 13 Aegis Rim, whatever it should win narrative game of the year, and then flies back off again.
Oh man, TGAs.
Yeah, the Game
What a
Awards.
fun
that's
and
good.
exciting time of year.
Everybody loves the Game Awards.
I feel like every single year we're like, man, the Game Awards are fucking stupid and I hate them, and yet also every single year we're just like, so what do we? How are we participating in watching the Game Awards this year?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's like watching the Oscars and stuff. You know, it's fine if you're in the industry. I'm sure it feels really great to win one of these awards, so good on them.
But hold
But like, if it wasn't for the announcements that happen halfway through, the general public and journalists like us wouldn't really care.
but hold the fuck up, ladies and gents, because before we get to that, we got to talk about what we've been playing this week. So our gentle gamers, what have we been playing this week? We'll start with our very special guest, Rio, from the hit film Rio.
Hola, amigos.
There you go.
The game I've been playing is the game that nobody likes. I've been playing Genshin Impact. And I got really pissed off because my girlfriend rolled 2 5 stars in one roll, and I'm fucking pissed. I can't get any 5 stars. Someone give me money so I can get more 5 stars.
He's fallen down the catcher trap. He's done it.
I'm always slightly upset. Aside from Genshin, I've been playing a lot of Hat in Time, and for whatever reason, I've decided to try picking up Super Metroid. I don't know if that's like coincidence or anything. I just really think it's a good time to start picking up those 2D Metroid games. Am I right?
Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, we got.
I see you. I see you, Ryo. Shut up.
I mean, yeah. You need to.
Wait, how many minutes in? How many minutes in was that? How many minutes did? Okay, I know all of the people in the Source Gaming Discord are fucking gambling addicts, but was there a bet for how long it would take for me to tell you to shut up, Ryo?
There was not a bet. Everyone just assumed it would happen in the first 10 minutes.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
was there a bet to see how long it would take for you to mention Genshin Impact?
But that was a guaranteed. That's not like
that was a too easy bet. No one wanted to take it.
no one's gonna bet no.
Just maybe today.
There's one person I could think of that would do it just to be the contrarian that they are. But no, it would have been a terrible bet.
They're just hoping for you. They're hoping that you'll have realized, woken up and been like, actually, Genshin Impact isn't a game I want to be playing.
They woke up and thought, or they're like, they were hoping that I'd wake up and say, you know what? I don't need the 5-star characters. This game isn't fun. I need to play Breath of the Wild on my Nintendo Switch Entertainment System. Good night, everybody.
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know at this point what's wrong with my mic.
Oh, no, it's better.
now
Yeah, it sounds so much better now.
Whatever you've done is worked.
What I did is I wished really hard that it would.
You just prayed to Zeus, and he came down and fixed your mic. That's who we had
and
earlier.
then probably had sex with my fiance because he's Zeus.
Yeah, it's a Zeus thing.
Zeus.
That's a Zeus thing. My friends have started playing Hades, and I'm the one who studied the ancient Greeks, and so they were asking me a whole bunch of questions about which characters are which and who's related to who. And I was like, mate, you don't want to start on this family tree nonsense.
I recently watched The Blood of Zeus, and that is.
Oh, I watched that. That's good. That is the best. That is the most inaccurate interpretation of Zeus. It puts him in a very positive light.
He
and
just
it makes
really
me...
likes this one particular son of his.
Yeah, I mean, like Hera acts like this is the first time he's done this, and then Heracles gets name dropped later on. And it's like, come on now, Hera. You can't just be pick and choosing which innocent mortals you smite based on Zeus. You either do them all or you do none at all. You got one or the other.
She tried with that. Ooh, hey guys.
What the fuck?
There's an Amber Alert. Do you want me to put the picture of that?
Dude, he goes from his mic being all bad, then he gets an Amber Alert going on. Spazzy,
I can't believe Spazzy just got a fucking 25 kill streak in Modern Warfare 2.
Blink twice if you're in distress. We're here for you.
Jonesy in Pass 2. There you go, Waluigi. Anyway,
I think that was they were referring to famous leaker Zippo, who's also in chat. But okay, all right.
I've hijacked it. Zippo doesn't need to answer
anymore. The entire info, dude. He heard Jonesy Pack 2.
Yeah,
Jonesy Pack 2.
That's it. Jonesy Pack 2 comes with Kratos Mii costume.
Hell yeah.
Fortnite dances for everyone.
Fortnite is the new Funko Pops. Nan, what did you play this week?
So I started Fire Emblem, the first one, yesterday.
Ooh.
And
is that what it's called? Fire Emblem?
Yeah, Fire Emblem.
The first
one with Marth in like brackets underneath.
No pants.
Yeah, with no pants.
One with Marth's legs are just beautiful. Yeah. They're so clean. They're so shaven.
The quest for a pair of trousers. So that game, this is definitely the best way to play it. I know people are upset about the way the visuals and all that look, and how gimmed it is because it's running on a Wii U emulator, but I think the quality of life features, just the fact that you can speed things up, even if all it's doing is increasing the entire ROM speed by 2, so all the music is running at twice speed as well, just makes the game a lot better and easy to play. The game is still archaic. I hate little things in it, like the fact that clerics can only get experience by getting the shit kicked out of them. You don't get they can't attack, and you can't get experience from healing people now. So you have to throw all your clerics on the front line and pray to God that they don't die.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's a bit crap, and the game is still super slow at points, like the fact that only one person can enter any shop in one turn, or changing your equipment not in a fight just ends the character's turn straight away, and just all this other nonsense. But it's like $6, I think.
Okay.
Fire Emblem 1. But like, as a Fire Emblem fan, I'm actually getting through this, unlike when I tried to play the fan translation however many years ago. I am actually like succeeding on my way through it, and it's pretty good. The music's really good in the game, and you sort of appreciate it. Like, this is the origins of the series. You can see where everything sort of came from. This game doesn't have the weapon triangles in. There's really weird classes, like you have Archer class and then Hunter class, which is just basically the same thing, except Hunters can't promote like Archers can, for seemingly no reason, which just makes Hunters like really bad units to grind stats up, and you get a ton of characters. And the last map I had with Harden, he comes with like 5 other horse people who are all infinitely worse than Cain and Abel, who you have since chapter 1.
You know what this sounds like to me is any other first installment in an 8-bit series.
Yeah, that's what it is, and it's very clunky and stuff, but it's got its own charm to it, and I'm actually enjoying my time with it.
It's like as someone who plays Zelda or Metroid, and let me tell you, there's better experiences in those games, but it kind of shows you where everything comes from.
Yeah, and
what you're saying is that as someone who's only played Three Houses, this is not a good place to start for the Fire Emblem.
I mean, if no. So you know what? Actually, if Three Houses is the only game you've played, and you're willing to ignore a lot of the quality of life features, sort of accept that this is an old game, I would recommend playing this game before going back and playing any of the other previous Fire Emblem games. Like, if that's your intention to go back and try older ones, do
So
this
you
one.
can see like the evolution that's been going on within the series.
Yeah,
right?
because you will appreciate this game. There are only two ways you can really appreciate this game. One, you're already a massive Fire Emblem fan, and you just want to know where the series came from, and you're willing to put up with NES jank. Or you've never played a Fire Emblem game before, have very little experience with Fire Emblem, so you won't notice all of the missing quality of life features and stuff.
Yeah, like two things real fast. One, do you think it's better for people that own a Wii U that don't necessarily want the history but want to experience Marth to just spend $10 for Shadow Dragon on the Wii U?
I mean, on the Switch. I mean, it's right, yeah, Wii U, the DS one, right? I forgot
Yeah, the
that
DS
was
one is on Wii U for $10.
Yeah, I mean, the DS one is
I like the DS one
objectively a better game. It was my least favorite Fire Emblem game out of all the ones I had played, but it's also like objectively the better version of Fire Emblem 1. So, but it's also got a lot of really weird things. Like, it cut out a few levels, and it's also added loads of like extra levels, but you can only reach those levels by being bad at the game, which is a really weird incentive. Like, if you hit a certain point and you've had the majority of your army die, the game will give you like 3 bonus chapters to experience with new characters in it, which is very strange. But that one gives you, the DS one gives you more customization. So if you're just purely about wanting to experience Marth's story, the Wii U DS one is probably the better option. There's just more stuff in it. But if you don't own a Wii U and you want to experience Marth's one, then this is probably your only choice, really.
You brought up NES, Jake, and it just reminded me, about a week ago, I put a Twitter poll out, and I said, which one of these 8-bit RPGs is the best? And it was Dragon Quest IV, Final Fantasy III, Phantasy Star, and Mother. And Mother, like, or Earthbound Zero, whatever I called it, like, was winning. And I'm like, you guys have clearly never played these games. Like, you just haven't. That game is clearly on this list.
That is true. I haven't played Phantasy Star or Dragon Quest IV. But I can definitely say that Earthbound Zero is still the worst one of those 4 on that list.
Like,
I would.
Pile of garbage.
Here's how I would put it. I actually, I think Mother 1's fine.
I mean, it's fine.
I don't think it's like that bad. I think. I
love it. I put it on the list for a reason. It's just clearly filled with way more jank than those other games.
It's very archaic.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that, like, when you play it for the first time, like, you get that appreciation of the series and, like, wow, this is where it all started. But when you have an objectively better game in every way in the form of Earthbound or Mother 3, there's no reason to go back to it at all.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the first Fire Emblem, because if these games hadn't been translated, if these games had always been translated into English and stuff, there is absolutely no reason to go back and play Fire Emblem 1. Even with Shadow Dragon, because Fire Emblem 3 is already a better remake of Fire Emblem 1 and has an entire other campaign in it. So, like, if Fire Emblem 3 was also available and they just suddenly decided to release Fire Emblem 1, I wouldn't be able to recommend 1 to anybody unless they are absolute die-hard fans. And because 3 is just objectively better in every way.
I feel like that's sort of the point, too, when they do these releases, that, like, it's not for the average consumer to be able to play this game. It's for those fans of the series that, like, are so devoted and passionate that they wanted this for such a long time in spite of not being available in their region. So, like, the first Fire Emblem, it being re-released and officially translated, great, good on them, that's good. Same with Earthbound Zero. When's Mother 3 coming, though?
Spazzy, can you link the thing you were talking about so I'm not just like an old man confusedly saying like random video game opinions?
I mean,
Video game.
I think it's just a poll. He wanted to get people's
It's a Twitter
opinion on
thing.
which of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
4 NES
Yeah, I'm
games.
trying to look for it, but because of the way
Okay.
Twitter works, I have to dig through like 30,000 tweets to find
I
the
have no idea when I
find the
made that
fucking
tweet.
one. I think the only thing I have against like the first Phantasy Star is that you absolutely need the manual in front of you to play it.
I don't think you need the manual in front of you, but you definitely need to like there is a lot of that kind of 80s and early 90s like no, you fucking figure this out. PC games like were super bad about that, where it's all like I don't know, some person said some random thing, go to like 12 dungeons and
Well,
try
no,
this item out.
because
And also and the maps for the fucking dungeons were also terrible. But
yeah, because
sorry.
they couldn't fit any of that shit on the cartridge, like nor did they like have like text for anything. So they just like, oh yeah, you have like this thick boy manual, and you'll just take that out, which is why the Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star is the
so
best
good.
version because they put everything in it.
So good.
It's
And
so
it
good.
has enhanced music, which you don't need to use because original music is great.
Yeah, it's got the FM music. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Maybe I should get the Sega Ages one. I've played Phantasy Star Online too, but I've always been interested in playing the original Phantasy Star games.
The original ones are good, except for Generations of Doom. That one's kind of weird, but and it's not bad either.
Hey
which I
Spazzy,
think
when are you
is
gonna
free.
play Sweet Home?
Whenever I don't. What is Sweet Home? I don't. Even
Sweet
remember.
Home is an 8-bit horror RPG
Oh,
by
that's the
Capcom.
Resident Evil.
Yep, and it's directly inspired
Yeah.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, it actually has the term Resident Evil in it, like halfway through. I know. Yeah,
Yep.
I know about that game.
It's got all the door transitions on an NES game.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been interested in playing that, but I haven't gotten around to it.
That's so
I
good.
should. We should. That would be a fun game to stream.
Yeah, because it's also like it's very puzzle heavy too.
Yeah.
Is it very spook?
It is pretty spooky, honestly.
Nice.
Actually, I think I put DQ3 on the poll when I should have put DQ4. But I just personally like DQ3, which is why I did that. But the Dragon Quest 3 and 4, both of them. Like, the thing is, if you play Dragon's Quest 1 through 4, you can see like each game this like iterative evolution of like, oh, these are JRPG tropes and how things work. Like Dragon's Quest like really laid the foundation. Like people are all like, well, you know, Final Fantasy 3 introduced jobs. I'm like, Dragon's Quest 3 introduced jobs before that. Final Fantasy 3 just took it. Like everything like that. And like they're ahead of their times in a lot of ways because other JRPGs were catching up with them. And Final Fantasy 3 is also a good one. Final Fantasy 2 is the one that I can't beat out of every game in the series because I get bored with it so quickly. But
Wow.
it's
We've been
weird.
restarting a bunch of JRPGs in my house because a lot of us haven't played Zone. So one of my friends is playing Final Fantasy V, and then another one is playing Chrono Trigger. And I actually wasn't playing an RPG yet. I've actually been playing Zelda: The Faces of Evil like some sort of madman, which I've now beaten. But I will be starting Tokyo Mirage Sessions soonish.
My RPG experience was not Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest. It was Disgaea. So, like, when people were introducing me to Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? This has nothing to do with what I like.
I can't get up to level 999 in this game. What is this? Can't grind for hours on end.
Yeah, Zippo says that Phantasy Star 4 is something you should play because it's the best RPG on Genesis, and I agree. It's like Genesis had some decent RPG games. Also, if you like Fire Emblem, Shining Force is awesome. Because Shining Force is the same. It's basically a Fire Emblem style game, and it was the first ones that were localized in the West. So when Fire Emblem came out, I'm like, hey, this is just like Shining Force. But it's done by Camelot. So if you like kind of that style, that visual style, and kind of even storytelling style of Golden Sun, it's kind of like a Golden Sun Fire Emblem mashup. So I feel like more Nintendo fans should really love that series that really don't.
Not played it.
Nintendo fans don't play anything aside from their Marios and their Zeldas.
Yeah,
So,
even
it's
if it's
true.
just like the Marios and Zeldas, they're all like, I don't know.
That's why every other Nintendo franchise that isn't Kirby, Mario, or Zelda fails.
Except for Astral Chain, which surpassed expectations.
Yay! The next Splatoon.
That is on my list of games to play soon because I have like
It's good.
Ignore
what Shadowlink thinks. It's good.
Well, no, because I got like 7 hours into the game, so I'm like halfway through, and then I don't.
That's
remember
not
what
halfway
happened.
through.
Well,
that is on my list of games to continue to ignore because I am not interested whatsoever.
All right, but play Sushi Strikers because you can get it for like $5 now.
Oh hell yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah, or Steam Code World. No, what's it called? Codename Steam. That one's also like $5 and is also really good.
Get Doom 1. You probably have the Nintendo Funny Money in your eShop to just like get it.
That's what I use that Nintendo Funny Money to get Fire Emblem. But I already had Doom 1, so it's fine.
I'm really glad that whenever I say Nintendo Funny Money, people know exactly what I'm talking about.
Did you hear Astral Chain will have a trilogy? No, I did not. That's interesting.
I mean, well, maybe. I'm sure they said it on an offhand interview that if it does well, they'd like to make more. Or the guy probably has story. I'd be interested to see what he does in a sequel because he's already covered Evangelion off. So, I mean, it's all uncharted territory from here for him. That game is literally just the Evangelion story, but with police. So, if you like that, I guess.
Man, if only video games were as cool as Evangelion.
That's so true. They're not.
No, but like I think the closest we've gotten to like a big like video game to have that same like amount of like visceral mind fuckery as like the latter half of Evangelion is like Death Stranding, and even then it's like not even close. It's not like if they make Astral Chain 2 and 3 and they're just like they're super just like avant-garde like they're making you question whether or not you're like really playing a video game, like I'd be so fucking set.
Beat up Bandana Waddle D asks Colin if you're proud of him for using his funny money to buy Doom.
Absolutely. Enjoy.
There you go.
Play Plutonia.
If you don't want that special edition of Fire Emblem hamsters, send it my way because I didn't even get a chance to buy that special edition.
I wish video games were as cool as the movie Akira.
I wish video games were as cool as the movie Monster Hunter. Why isn't there a Monster Hunter game?
Oh no.
No.
we can't talk about the Monster Hunter movie. Let's not like.
Let's instead talk about what you've been playing, Colin.
I've been gamering out on that game that no one wants to play, Rogue Company, even though it's a really good game.
It's a really good game.
It is. I don't like to stream from like the console itself. You know how like the PS4 and the Xbox One have like their own built-in like streaming I hate it because it always like looks really bad and runs really bad, and it's just it's all piss. I usually like having like a laptop and you know, like a capture card or something, but I don't know. I just was like, I was so tired that I was like, fuck it, and I just played Rogue Company like on my Xbox, and yeah, I was streaming it a couple times this week, and I plan to do it more, and I was just gamering out. Had a really good clutch yesterday on stream, as the gamer kids call it, and
you're a gamer of you.
Dude, I think within like the first 10 minutes of the stream, someone said if I took a shot every time I said gamer, they'd be dead, because I was just like I was just saying.
Oh, speaking of shots, I will be drinking during the Game Awards. That is like
absolutely
that is the most hype part of that show for me, is coming up with a drinking game or like a drinking bingo to play while fucking watching Geoff Keighley make these announcements.
Oh, we should do that. We should do that live and stream it.
Hell yeah!
I was already doing that last year, so like I'm ready.
Ahead of the curve.
We can make like bingos and stuff, and like if you get a bingo, you have to take a shot. If you get a space, you have to take a drink.
If Geoff Keighley speaks, you take a shot.
Sauced Gaming. Sauced Gaming presents.
Sauced Gaming. I'm hella down. That sounds awesome.
I think I think I got more tipsy during the Game Awards last year than like when I was streaming Luigi's Mansion 3 earlier this year, and I was intentionally trying to get drunk. So
God, it's such a good show to do that too, because like it just makes you happier through all the shit.
yeah, it just makes you giggly.
Gets you through all of the nonsense.
Makes you
and
numb.
The cameos. And the disappointment when the game you want isn't there.
Of the announced presenters, by the way, we have exactly 2 that have anything to do with fucking video games. Isn't that awesome?
That sounds like the Game Awards.
Video games.
I hope we have another Fast and the Furious reveal. That was.
I mean, I feel like it's going to be like Wonder Woman game or something because she's going to be there.
Yeah, Gal Gadot's gonna come out and be like, guys, have you ever played Tekken? I love Tekken. I am also gamer.
I mean, Brie Larson's there and she's a big Metroid fan, so you know.
I do think that Brie being there is pretty cool.
I think it fucks with me because Vin Diesel is actually like a certified card-carrying member of the PC Master Race. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
if you're gonna get a DC character, get the dude that built his own computer, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I bring this up a lot, but there's that one interview with like they're interviewing like all the Fast and Furious stars, and they're just like, you know, Ludacris is like, yeah, I played the Genesis once, and then and you know there'd be like some woman and she's like, oh, I played Angry Birds on my phone, but then like Vin Diesel's like, yeah, I like to play on the PC, especially MMOs, and you know, I love the mods, and then he realizes that he's like revealing his power level, so he's like, yeah, video games are cool. Like he doesn't want to reveal to the world that he's a massive fucking turbo nerd, but he also like is, because he made his own video game for his like vehicle movie, and it's a really good video game. And by vehicle movie, I don't actually mean literal vehicle, but
Also
the Riddick game. Yeah,
he had that witch movie that was literally based off of his Dungeons and Dragons character, which is hilarious.
yeah.
That movie, like, that's not a lie. That movie that he's like, I want to make a movie based off my Dungeons and Dragons character, and he did.
Vin Diesel too strong.
I know that Vin Diesel was a pretty big name last year, but like Keely's been getting some pretty big boy names this time around. Like,
Yeah.
he always tries to do his hardest in these shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and like
far,
Brie Larson,
He got
I
the
know-
Swedish Chef this year. I mean,
I know.
it's pretty peaked on that point. I don't know how he could go any
Fucked
higher.
up. They should have gotten Kermit. How do they like?
Dude, Kermit's not easy to book, man.
Yeah, but they got Miss Piggy last time.
When they get to Kermit, God damn it.
They got Miss Piggy last time, and Scooter. That's like pretty high rung. Like,
Kermit, his calendar's booked. You've got to book him like at least 3 years in advance. So you might see him
well, ever
in
s-
2020.
We might, because of COVID, it might be easier to get Kermit.
ever since his voice cracked, he hasn't been the same.
But I know some people have issues with Brie Larson, but like she's like legit. First of all, like I feel like you can explain a lot about Brie Larson when you realize that she's a weird homeschooled kid. Like then, like everything falls into place. You're like, oh, I get exactly who you are. But yeah, no, but like she's like legit a gamer and a big nerd and stuff. So like, yeah, that's cool. And I mean, and not everybody has to be a gamer to present an award or has to be tied into the game industry, but it would be nice. It's not like
It would be nice if Stephen A. Smith didn't, like, you know, get shilled in there for no fucking reason.
Yeah,
If there was like a person that actually played video games presenting instead of this guy who's going to get up there, not know what the fuck he's talking about at all, awkwardly stand there for a moment, and that's it, you know? Like...
Yeah, you don't have
This
that
just
like at the
happens.
Emmys, you know. You don't have like Bo Jackson come in and be like, "Here's a lifetime achievement award at the Emmys," because that doesn't make sense. So why are you doing? Because the Game Awards aren't real award shows. They're-
He tries so hard. Keely tries so hard, but like I feel like there's this level of like not being able to understand that these aren't people that you should be bringing onto your show about games. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I think
think it is. He wants it to be big. Well, he obviously wants it to be really big and stuff. But he feels the only way to do really big names involved in it, and people within the gaming space are only really big to other people in the gaming space.
I think the issue is just more that like, because the thing about the like the Oscars and stuff, the reason why those come off as like a big industry circle jerk is because like the people funding the Academy is just like, it's all the studios. It's like Warner Brothers. It's Disney. It's, you know, it's like, it's exactly who you'd expect because it benefits them. Because that's like the whole point. It's the industry. I think the problem with the Game Awards is that like none of these companies, like none of the big companies like Activision or EA or like Microsoft or Sony, like they don't want to put forward the money to make the Game Awards like an actual like industry thing. Because I think that is what's so fucking weird about the Game Awards is that like they're the biggest gaming industry event outside of the literal convention of commercials, and yet like it's also super not official in any way, shape, or form. It's just one guy and a ton of advertisers.
Yeah, it's kind of like you could tell they want to turn it into kind of the winter E3.
Yeah,
and there's like there's been some progress on that too. That's like kind of the saddest part about it is that like, if you've seen this show grow, you like there's some commendable points there for Kigley because it's actually grown to be something like somewhat remarkable, but it still just doesn't have that push to be an actual like award showcase or like to be like these big names that you hear because it's just fucking games. Like,
well, I think
developers don't care like if they get it or not.
Yeah, it's because it's not the individual developers that will get the awards. I think this is a big thing with it. So with the Oscars and stuff, when you get Best Actor and stuff like that, it's all, you know, from their performance. But you're not going to get like Best Programmer award. You're going to get like the Best Game award, and that's for an entire team of people. So the individuals within that team, some might care, some of the higher ups might, but the vast majority of them will probably never see the award, so they don't really give a shit.
Well, one thing I actually find to be really interesting, and I think this is potentially the only time this has happened yet, but the physical for Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition came out recently, and it straight up has a Game Awards nominee, Best Action Game, on it, which I think is the first time I've ever actually seen a game put like a nomination for an award. Specifically from the Game Awards, like on the box.
I think that's part of like. I think that's why like this show has been growing. Like it's obvious that like more people are giving a shit the more that like time goes on. But like I don't know, it's just still like it needs a bigger push. I think because it's
something that they think they'll eventually reach. Like you said, you started seeing that with Devil May Cry. The bigger it gets, and the more companies actively start putting things like that on their games, the more people are gonna know about them, because the Oscars and stuff and all that were like very much a private event when they started, and it was only after many years that they decided to actually start opening it up a bit more to the public, and people started being actually got interested in it and were cared about who won. And the Game Awards has just tried to jump straight into that. Let's get everybody caring about us.
And there's
right
like
from the start.
There's also a few things to take into consideration that helps with the Oscars. It's like movies have been along for a much longer time. It's much more mainstream. Like gaming is only now starting to become a more mainstream event.
Yeah.
And so like that's why you can see the evolution there. But like we're in that phase right now where it's like still getting its feet wet in the water. And so you get these advertisements, you get these shows that are just god awful.
Yeah, and the weird thing about gaming too is I feel like movie awards in particular, because I think music isn't as much about this, but I guess it is too. But there's definitely this line between what people perceive as prestige and what people perceive as popular. You know, like you're not going to have like Avengers Endgame win the best movie Oscar, but if it was a video game, it might win the best game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just also because there's just such a like a weird fine line between the fact that like as I said, like the at least for the Oscars, like it is sort of like a self-masturbatory circle jerk, but that's kind of the point. Is that it really is just like a bunch of like old out of touch like people who are like, oh, the artistry. Meanwhile, I mean, the Game Awards is still like, it's still general categories like best genre thing. Meanwhile, something like the Oscars, they don't even give a shit about the genre.
What did the Golden Joysticks have? What was it, that one award?
The
that
best
was,
scoop? Was that
yes, the
the
best
best scoop? Literally biggest moneymaker.
Listen, if the Golden Joysticks was live streamed, I would completely and totally cover that.
But I think the difference is that
awards.
what I was trying to say is that the point of the Oscars is that they are appealing to those people who are totally within that, like, that industry circle jerk, the people that want to be like, fucking hell yeah, Roger Deakins wins for cinematography, like shit like that. That's like the people who watch the Oscars go to, like, the people watching the Oscars aren't people who watch Marvel movies because they don't fucking watch anything else. But with games, it's the opposite. Like, they're trying to appeal to everyone who plays games, which is, like, not only like a really tough feat, but it also means that you have to try and please everyone. And so you have this show that feels somewhere between it still feels like a Spike Game Awards show. It still feels like, you know, like Samuel L. Jackson's gonna walk on stage and do the Pulp Fiction monologue, except he's gonna put gamer in it like a few times, which really happened.
Zippo says it's weird because gaming is bigger than movies.
Yeah.
And it's not even close. But, like, so I want to see the actual numbers on this because I know revenue-wise, like something like Grand Theft Auto, like, it makes so much more money. Games are also sold for like $60 to $70 a pop, whereas, you know, movies are viewed on streaming, and the most they ever get is when people go to an actual theater for $14 a ticket. So many people actually watch movies and streaming shows, and especially when you remove mobile from the equation, because let's face it, we do in our heads. Because when we think of best game, mobile has its own category. So, I mean, when you're looking at revenue, yeah, but when you're looking at something like when a new episode of The Mandalorian drops, that takes over social media for a day. I feel like, does gaming do that? Like, it does because I follow gaming media, but does it really, like, just take over all of social media for that long? The only thing I remember that really did was Animal Crossing.
There's definitely some stuff, like, in gaming that will take over the whole world for, like, a day. You know, like, when it comes out, you'll see everything.
Yeah.
Not only in
Last
America
of Us 2
or not
arguments.
that was one of them. Another big one I think about is fucking Steve getting announced. This very small, like, retrospective event blew up. It really did blow up. So, like, it's clear that gaming does have that reach. But, like, I think another thing that movies have on top of that is that they're just so much more mainstream right now that, like, it's like you said, there's so much more of a medium for movies. You can pop on your TV, get a movie channel on there, and there you go. You just have movies right at the tip of your fingers. And, like, with gaming, it's much more of an investment. You have to actually go through and play the game. You have to be interested in what you're playing. Like, I can just put on a fucking movie right now, and I don't have to pay attention to it. I'm still watching it, you know? I think that has part to do with it, is that, like, there's so much more of a push you need to have in order to get invested into a video game that, like, I don't know if it'll ever be comparable to a movie, even if, like, revenue-wise, it is a bigger, like, industry.
When
was the last time an Oscar was one of the highest-growing films? Probably Argo.
Argo, or like, I mean, Titanic's the easy, obvious one.
Well, yeah, but Argo was in 2013, and I'm sure that was top 10 for the year.
I don't think so. But whatever.
Let's see, 2013 highest-grossing films. Okay.
So, like, I mean, another issue I think with the Game Awards, which the Oscars doesn't have, is the perception that the Game Awards is sort of built up as this potential second E3. Because that's the thing with the Oscars and stuff. I'm pretty sure anyway that people don't watch the Oscars purely to see what new movie trailers are going to be announced.
100% not, yeah.
But that's the thing. And most people who watch the Game Awards do it purely to see what's going to be announced at the Game Awards. So it's sort of overlapped the actual awards themselves, where people only care about the announcements and not actually who wins. The fact that, and because the awards are no longer like the focus for most people, it doesn't get the respect of being an award show. It just gets the respect of being a trade show where they happen to be like, oh, yeah, here's some awards. It's like Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show has yearly awards where they award stuff. Sakurai even presents at that. But that's not why people go to Tokyo Game Show. They go to Tokyo Game Show to see games.
I wonder, like, if there's like a statistic somewhere where like you can see the exact amount of time, like the exact point where people start to dip in watching the Game Awards. Because like I feel like after that last announcement and when all those orchestras are coming out about to play for the Game of the Year, I wonder just how many people just dip after that because they know there's nothing else for them. There's no other advertisements. It's done. Like. Yeah. I've never done that personally because I get invested in what Game of the Year is just because I want to see what shitty choice they had that time.
Yeah. So, by the way, Argo was not even close to the top.
Yeah,
10.
I was going to say. I was like, no fucking way.
Jack and the Giant Slayer was on there. Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters on there. There's some real
doozies on there.
But yeah, like I mean, like I don't think the fact that like the Oscars doesn't go for like top grossing. I mean, first off, like that's up to the studios because they have to, you know,
probably Gladiator.
They have to lobby for all that shit anyway. So I mean, it's not really the Academy's fault, but it's also just like like sales don't equal quality, and if anything, like I've noticed like in previous years at the Game Awards that. You know, when a game like Control gets nominated that maybe didn't, you know, sell as highly as something like Sekiro or RE2 make, people are like, well, what the fuck is this doing here? Because I haven't played it.
I feel like the comment too that like the highest selling game is always the one to win isn't always the case either. Because like, let's face it,
Animal Crossing isn't going to win this year.
Animal Crossing isn't going to win this year. Like, there's been a couple of years like. When God of War won, I don't think that was the best selling game that year.
Well, I'm not saying like it's going to happen. I'm just saying like it's just a situation where like I wouldn't dock one show for not going for that approach because like it's not like a safe bet that like oh yeah like the best movie is the one that did the most money.
Right.
Mainly because as I said like. The point of the Oscars is more of like the artistry and just like the love of the craft, which is like not the case as much in the Game Awards, which is not me trying to be pompous. If anything, I would actually love to see a lot more of that stuff in the Game Awards. And Raio, I know one game that you and I really want to talk about.
I've been waiting for it, dude. Let's talk about how Half-Life Alyx got fucked this year.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to say that obviously the big one that was closest to us. Some of these other ones might be top 10. I'll look them up. But The Return of the King in 2003.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely the last time that like the best movie and most popular movie were the same thing.
I mean, you know, as the resident Half-Life fanboy of Source Gaming, Half-Life Alyx is personally my game of the year for many a reason. It fucks me up that it wasn't nominated, and that goes beyond the fact of it just being like a really good game I like. I really do feel like that it was something new, it was something unique, and there's just so much about Half-Life Alyx that's great, and I'm happy that it got nominated for anything at all. Because what it got nominated for, like
best narrative, I think.
Best game direction.
Best game direction.
Yeah, but it's like that is like I think if the Game Awards were more akin to something like the Oscars, and it wasn't just like like best genre, like best in genre, or like, you know, just like overall just best, you know, like just like weird, like obtuse generalized categories, I feel like Alyx probably would have swept just simply due to how much detail and nuance there is in it, which is me totally like blowing smoke up this game's ass. But it's also like there's so many stories to come out of it, like how Alyx like currently has the most like realistic fucking liquid physics in video games right now, and it's because of one guy who got bored over a weekend and decided to just do it himself. and they just added it to the game like post-launch.
My thing is that, like, I'm not even a really big fan of Half-Life. I haven't played Half-Life 1 or 2. So that puts into perspective exactly what I think about the fucking series. But you don't go around in the gaming industry without hearing about Half-Life and, like, Half-Life 3 or this potential game that's never going to come out. Then it did. And the only reason that it isn't talked about as much as it should be, despite of how great a game it is, how awesome it looks, how great the storytelling elements are, is because it's a VR game. And, like, it baffles me. It really does, because, like, recently the Game Awards have started including an indie game in the nominations. And, like, that's great. It's great exposure for that company. It's great exposure for that game. But the reason they started doing that, I feel, is to help do that, expose this side of gaming that's much more of a, like, more quiet. Not many people have their eyes on it. The same needs to be done, I feel, for VR games, because now we're getting to a point where, yes, VR is a part of the landscape. This is a part of our, like, gaming industry now. We need to be looking at these games because there's some really fucking good VR games that go unnoticed just because they're VR and nobody wants to pay attention to them.
Alyx has a higher Metacritic rating than some of the games that are on the...
Yeah, I think it has the highest.
It has a 93. I don't think it's the highest, but it's the same as Last of Us 2.
Yeah, it's higher than Doom and Animal Crossing. I know that.
Yeah.
For a fact.
It really, in my opinion, just got snubbed because it should have fucking gotten a nomination at very least, I think. Especially when considering that our 6 nominations up there right now, I would definitely have replaced maybe like Doom or probably Doom. Doom's probably the one that I think.
Yeah, probably Doom.
Alyx would have been there.
I would. Replace
I like me some
Last
Doom
of Us.
Eternal. It is also like masterclass in like game design and stuff, but it is definitely like the weakest of the bunch, just in terms of it just being like, yeah, it's a good boomer shooter.
I never got to say what I was playing this week.
Yeah, you didn't.
Azzy!
Spazzy, you tell us what you've been playing, and then we'll actually talk about the Game Awards, because we just sort of keep sidelining into it, and not stopping properly.
I got heated because someone mentioned Alyx.
Well, so I'm almost done with Luigi's Mansion. My fiance and I have been doing it. I thought we were done, because I'm like, all right, we got all the gems. We're about to go fight King Boo. We already fought whatever that lady's name was, and then I realized, I'm like, oh shit, there's like hidden boos in each stage, isn't there? So we started doing that, which is super annoying, and we're almost done, so that's good. I've also been playing a lot of Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity with her, which is also fun, but I don't know if anyone else has played that game co-op. But man, if you're talking about frame rate issues, if you're playing that game co-op, it chugs along sometimes, man.
Yeah,
Like for fucking grass,
dude. I felt like, oh, did they just like do dramatic slowdown whenever you do your big moves? No, that's just what it felt
just
like.
The game slowing down.
Yeah. I bought Link's Awakening.
Okay.
While it was on sale. That game is fun. It's actually, and I feel like it's funny. I didn't hear anybody talk about this. It's definitely more difficult than the original game. It's not to say it's a hard game, because it's not. But I can play the original while literally watching TV and paying no attention. This one, like, every time you get to a boss, you realize they do more damage than in the original game. And then there's also, like, any enemies with shields. Now you actually have to block them and then attack them instead of just going around like classic Zelda style. So it's like little things. But there's definitely an effort to make it a little bit harder. It's never been a hard game, though, so that doesn't really say much. I do miss my favorite glitch from the original Game Boy game, where if you hit the inventory button right when you were transitioning to a screen, it would skip you to another random screen, so you could just kind of warp around the game. But since it's one continuous world, that glitch is not there, and I'm sure they would have fixed it anyways. But what was really cool about that glitch is that you can keep Bow Wow with you. Like, is that the name of the chain shop?
Bow Wow, the chain shop.
Yeah, so I would always have Bow Wow with me the entire game, because why the hell wouldn't I have Bow Wow with me the entire game? You can skip over
Playing
that.
all the bosses with Bow Wow.
Yeah. And yesterday I started playing Spider-Man PS4 again.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the third time I've tried to play the game, and now I think I'm finally into it. The first 2 times I couldn't. I think I couldn't get into it because I'm terrible at it, though. I think that's the problem.
I do it, but when I was into it, I fucking love that game. So
Yeah, like the problem is I get to like I am not far at all. The thing is I put a lot of hours, not a lot of hours. I put like a decent amount of time in because like I'm like no, I'm gonna find every backpack and I'm gonna try to fight every crime, and then I'm like okay, so I'm finally repairing my original suit, like like 5 hours later. But like yeah, and then I'm fighting a bunch of thugs or whatever, and I keep dying. Like I'm just really bad at the combat for whatever reason. I need to, I guess, as the kids say, get good. There's a lot going on, man. I don't know, but yeah, so that's what I've been playing.
Nice.
Nice.
Good old man. You gotta play Miles Morales on the Source Gaming Twitch.
So, shall we go over the individual categories and talk about who we voted and what we think should be there?
I haven't
for
even
each
voted
one?
yet.
I voted once this year, and that was enough for me.
Serious for you, Colin. While we're going through all of them, you can make your votes live.
Ah.
Yes, exactly. Because you guys have already talked about the fact that Half-Life Alyx was snubbed,
Yeah.
and I do agree with that. I feel like a big problem with in fact all of these this year is that they're all like the same game in every single category, at least at the top. Like Final Fantasy VII, and these are good games. Don't get me wrong, but Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Final Fantasy VII Remake are in basically all of the top categories, and then one gets swapped out. Like Game of the Year has Animal Crossing in it, which isn't in any of the others. It also has Doom Eternal,
Animal
which doesn't show up in
Crossing not
direction
in,
or
like,
narrative.
Best family game?
I think it's in
It's
Best
in Best
Family
Family
Game.
Game, yeah. That's the only other category it has, is Best Family Game.
Yeah, but like Game of the Year, Best Game Direction, Best Narrative, Best Art Direction, Best Score, Best Audio. Best Audio Design is where it starts to change up a little bit.
I just want to reply. Why haven't I voted for the nominees in the Game Awards? I'll tell you right now. Because I don't fucking agree with any of the nominations.
I agree with the nominations, but what you're saying is absolutely fucking true. It's way too samey on all of this stuff, and I don't know if like that's just because of the pandemic and like they think there's no other games out there, which is a lie. But
if one industry, I mean, obviously the video game industry was affected, but and I gotta say the music industry, everyone came out with 10,000 albums, so maybe I'm wrong, but I'm saying the video game industry, like there's still a bunch of games that came out this year. It's not like movies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a ton of games that came out this year, but it's all the same ones that everyone expected to be on the top. I mean, the only reason I voted for Animal Crossing as Game of the Year instead of Doom was because it was like the outlier from all of these categories.
That's the same. Yeah.
All right,
And
then
that's pretty much what I did. Best narrative, I voted for 13 Sentinels, which to be fair, I haven't played, but I've heard it's amazing, like the story for that game, and it's like not the same shit that's in the last two categories.
All right,
that's the
then
other thing, because a lot of this is like, I feel like at least in the Oscars, theoretically, people are supposed to watch most of the movies. I feel like a bunch of people just played one or two of these games and then just vote for fucking whatever. You know?
Vote for the games that they. I mean, there are some categories that I haven't voted in because I haven't heard vote or anything about it or care. I haven't voted for best performance because I've literally not played a single game that any of these performances are in.
You should be able to write stuff in. I should be able to write Kanye West in for every single vote.
all right, here's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I am.
The TurboGrafx 16 was the greatest console.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm sharing my Mozilla Firefox window, so we can go through the nominees bottom to top, and I'll vote for them in real time, and I'll stream them also. Oh my fucking god! Hang on. No, it's Discord. So Discord, if you're on stream right now, you're probably hearing like 16 different error messages. And the reason being is because Discord has this very cool thing that when you try to screen share, but there's an update pending, because Discord updates every other fucking minute now, it just gives me like 16 JavaScript errors. I don't know why, but it just do, and it usually just means there's an update to Discord that I haven't updated yet, because this piece of shit doesn't auto-update. So,
real quick before we begin, I just want to bring this up, okay? I wanted to look up this statistic just because, you know, it's true. It's absolutely true. The top 10 or the top 6 in the Game Award like nominations, they appear multiple times. But I didn't realize just how bad it is. Last of Us Part 2 has 10 nominations this year.
Well,
Hades has 8 nominations. Ghost of Tsushima has 7.
All right, let's just fucking go with this. Like, let's just start. All right, let's do all this bullshit. Let's start with the boring esports awards that no one cares about.
I didn't vote for any of them because I don't know any
I
of
play
them.
Call of Duty, so Dallas Empire gets best esports. Oh my god, why is there notifications for this? Best esports host. That guy looks pretty dapper. I'm giving it to that guy. Best esports game. Obviously, it's Counter-Strike Global Offensive. If you say otherwise, you're fucking wrong. Are you guys watching my stream, by the way?
Yeah, I'm watching your stream. Yeah.
All right, gamers.
The only one of those I've heard of is Call of Duty. In fact, no, I've heard of all of them. But I've not played a single.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be a little worried if you've never heard of Fortnite, man.
What is that? Minecraft sequel?
That's the Thanos game.
Yeah. That's the new God of War. You're right.
Yeah.
I voted just for the record, I did vote for Fortnite for best esports.
Raio, Spazzy, look at my screen share.
On Discord, yeah.
Yeah, on Discord.
The Discord one?
Yeah, on Discord.
Oh man.
On Dipcord.
Stay up to date.
Stay up to date. I'm not seeing shit. Maybe I'm just stupid.
You got to click on where it says live.
Where do I vote?
stream.
Here.
Yeah, I don't got a live.
Oh,
message.
maybe
Huh.
maybe it's because of like permissions. He can't see it or something.
maybe.
Whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch YouTube.
Yeah, you can just follow along at home.
5 minutes behind everybody. That's all right.
Best. Oh no, there's
and watch.
which do I give best esports events to? Because there's two CS:GO ones. Call of Duty. Best esports host. Well, Call of Counter-Strike Go.
So, like, to be fair, all right. So, best esports coach, best esports athletes. These are the sort of awards that I would expect in an award show. But these are the sort of stuff that the Oscars would do. It's just that.
No, they wouldn't.
Sports award. Yeah,
No, they
because
fucking wouldn't.
These are highlighting the individuals, the people who have actually made a difference. The problem is, it's
Best
all
movie
esports
watcher
only.
goes to.
No, because that like that would be like if the Oscars started handing out like best critics awards, not like best viewer awards.
It's the fact that rather than
It's
focusing on the
weird
game
because video
specifically,
games are-
they're focusing on like the individuals who have been part of the.
No,
gaming
I
community.
get what you mean. I'm just saying like this has nothing to do with like the artistry of the craft. It's just like the people playing it. This this
Yeah,
could be its
yeah.
own thing, just like how sports have their own award ceremonies.
Yeah.
Though I do agree, I do think as much as we meme on like no one cares about the esports categories, like I do actually feel like these guys should like deserve like their own thing. Because the fact that it feels like they're lumped into the Game Awards, because it's true they are just totally lumped in.
Yeah.
It goes back to the idea that like it's such a huge medium that like trying to appeal to everyone means that you have to include a little bit of everything. And so like for people like I have no fucking interest in esports at all. That's why this is just like something that I don't care about at all. It goes right past me. You would need another event where people actually care about that stuff and they're gonna go watch for that stuff. Like they totally deserve it and they totally deserve whatever awards they're getting for like their performance. But let's be honest here. This is not the award show for that. Like, they're probably going to be one of those announcements that Keighley does at the end, where he's going through rapid fire, listing like 5 different categories at once.
Yeah,
it's not good.
And then Rocco of Mega 64 is in the front row, looking really confused. Best debut game, Phasmophobia will win, but I'm gonna give it to Raji, an ancient epic.
I'm gonna bring up mine.
I gave it to Carry On.
Because Raji looks epic.
Let me get to where mine is on
content.
Here, so I put it to Carry On as well. Yeah.
Content creator of the year. I don't know any of these people.
How do you vote for these games? I just went to the Game Awards and I only have the players' choice final.
You go to nominees. You gotta click on the thing that says nominees.
Man, I hate voting.
I guess I'll give it to.
Yeah, I didn't vote for any of those.
I don't want to give it to Nick Merckx because he has a FaZe Clan logo, and those aren't real people.
Scott the Was. Give it to him somehow.
You know what? I'll give it to Valkyrie because it looks like she has the 100. Wait, is that a Totino's logo? Okay. The fucking pizza rolls. Hell yeah. I want to be sponsored by pizza rolls. Badass. More power to her.
God, it's weird because like I'm watching the stream real time right now, so like I'm saying everything 5 minutes back before it actually gets there. So I'm still on Esports team right now, and he's talking about pizza rolls. I don't know what's going on.
Best multiplayer game. Well, definitely not Valorant.
Right. So I voted for Among Us in this category, but I have a problem with Among Us being in this awards in general because I'm pretty sure that game came out in 2018.
Yeah, I did. There's no pretty sure it did.
Yeah, like it came out 15th of June 2018, just because it's a fact that people didn't know it existed until this year.
Well, I'm gonna have to give it to Call of Duty Warzone for having that update that included jump scares in a battle royale. Thanks, Call of Duty.
I gave it to I believe I gave it to Among Us is what I did, just because I genuinely enjoyed playing Among Us when it was in its hype. So like I'm not gonna deny that it wasn't fun. But
yeah,
it should not be on this fucking list.
I know. That's the problem I have, because Animal Crossing and Fall Guys are fine multiplayer games, as I'm sure Call of Duty and Valorant are as well. But like, I wouldn't think of Animal Crossing as a multiplayer game, and Fall Guys is okay. But Among Us, I've enjoyed a ton, and it's the one I put the most into in a multiplayer sense.
I prefer.
It should be here. It's
prefer
I can't wait for Codename Steam to suddenly get a revitalization because someone meme streams it next year, and suddenly it's in the running for Game of the Year.
I prefer the Jackbox version of Among Us, so I'm a little biased.
Jackbox's version of Among Us is better, and
yeah, it's so good.
I like those games in the Game Awards. Give me Jackbox Party Pack 7. There we go.
Yeah, really. Best sports racing. It's not even fucking close. It's going to Tony Hawk. Yeah, who the fuck?
Yeah, I think Tony.
Who do you take me for? Best?
No, but hold on. Can I just address Phantom? I know you just said joke afterwards, but Smash Ultimate came out in 2018 after the Game Awards had aired.
Actually,
so that's why it's nominated for
the Game Awards had
2019.
aired.
It came out too late to be nominated, which is the same thing that.
It came out literally the day after
the
the Game Awards. It couldn't have been included.
Yeah, which is why it was in next. Which is why it was in next year's one.
They were released before the Game Awards was over. I remember because I was watching on my way to GameStop to pick up my coffee. What a fun time that was.
Best sim strategy game. Why
are these lumped together? Someone fucking explain why these are lumped together.
Because they just ran out of stuff.
because this is how they used to put the games when they displayed them in stores in the 80s, and they never updated it.
Yeah. I mean, isn't the only one of these actually that's a sim is Microsoft Flight Simulator?
That's the only one.
The other four are all strategy.
Flight Simulator deserves your vote. That's a quality.
I mean, it does. Flight Simulator is the best one on that list, but
yes.
it is also the only non-strategy one.
I'm gonna give it to XCOM Chimera Squad because, as Kanye West once eloquently put it, "Tell me what's next, alien sex." So let's move on to the next category.
Yes, the Nintendo
family.
category.
This is a family show after
Crash.
Who did you guys vote for this year?
So I did Animal Crossing.
I'm
voted
here.
Animal Crossing on this
Listen, I love nothing more than to completely spite my enemies. So I'm not giving it to Crash 4. Fuck that. The real question is, what would make people madder if I voted for Mario Kart Live or Paper Mario: The Origami King?
Definitely Paper Mario.
You know
Probably
which
Paper
answer you
Mario.
can get.
Yeah. Like, Paper Mario: The Origami King doesn't feel like a family game to me, just because it's got Mario in it. Like, Mario Kart Live is something you can sit around and play with your family with.
Yeah.
But Paper Mario is a purely single-player experience.
Yeah. I voted Animal Crossing on this one just because that is the most family game that there is on here.
Yeah, that's why I voted for Animal Crossing. This is the category that it felt like it should be winning.
Like, Crash, Mario Kart Circuit, all those are great, but, like, really, they're not a family experience.
Yeah, just because they've got cartoon graphics doesn't mean they're a family experience. Same for Minecraft Dungeons. I wouldn't sit around with the family and
That's like the most family game possible.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit gets my vote.
Phantom said, is Cyberpunk going to get nominated for Game of the Year next year?
Probably.
That's something that you see more in gaming than in anything else. Before something even drops, you're like, that's going to be game of the year because of the massive marketing behind it. and
Yeah,
because of what the
exactly.
studio did.
Yeah.
How do we know that game's even any good? They haven't sent out review copies, like, and the
Well,
game's
they
about to
have.
come out.
They have sent
finally
out
do it?
review copies. No, they did it before, but there was a strict embargo to basically not tell anybody.
Okay.
Also,
yeah,
it's not the same principle. Among Us and fucking Smash is not the same principle at all. You're telling me that a game that came out 2 years ago, no one knew what it was, suddenly it came into the spotlight, is able to come on to the Game Awards.
Yeah.
By that
No.
logic, Minecraft should be one of the nominees right now, because Minecraft came out several years ago, but it gets updates all the fucking time. It is not the same thing. Do
Yeah.
not act like that is
Like-
the case.
How stupid, by the way.
Smash
is
came
it
out
that-
within the year for the Game Awards is basically from December 1st to November 31st, not from the actual January 1st to December thingy. So like that's why Smash gets in. That's why Cyberpunk is going to be next year. But Among Us came out in August of 2018. So it was perfectly fine to be nominated for the 2018 ones. And even
they
if
got
it was
popular
December
now, just the name,
2018, then it should be in the 2019 ones, not the
Well, but
20.
here's the thing. What about television shows? Because Among Us is a game that might still be updated, and if you have new seasons of a television show that still goes, you'll nominate that season. I mean, and if you think about it, we have Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat Ultimate and Street Fighter Championship
Those shouldn't be
Edition.
here either.
Yeah, those are just like new versions of the same game. Or
Yeah,
like,
those shouldn't be. Yeah, those shouldn't be here
Fucking
either.
Discord last night, where like everyone was trying to say, well, they get updates, so they're fine. That's not fucking true at all. If that were the case, there'd be so many more games on this list.
Yeah,
They're
why
all-
isn't Smash Brothers on here? It's been updated like 3 times this year.
Exactly. It's the same fucking principle. My
just they
Steam
didn't
came out
release
this
enough
year.
physical
My
box.
game should be on that list.
Like it's. Yeah, no. I mean, the thing with the fighting game ones is it's very obvious that there wasn't enough fighting games to have a full category, and that's how One Punch Man got
I've seen-
on here, and that's how Under Night actually got recognized this year.
and that's how Mortal Kombat's
seen
going to
Colin.
win after Smash.
You're right, but you know, they what the fuck? Oh, thanks. Another JavaScript error. What the fuck is happening?
Right, so on this list of fighting games, the 2 best choices
I fucking
are
hate Discord
Grand
so
Blue
much.
or Grand Blue or Unbirth or whatever it's called.
Hang
Yeah,
on, I'm
Unbirth.
gonna give me a second, hot boy gamers. I'm gonna restart Discord. Fucking hate Discord so much. Why do we let them do this? Installing update 3 of 5. Why does this piece of shit get updated every single goddamn day? It's so annoying. There we go. We're back.
Happening,
All right,
there's so
hot boy
much stuff
gamers, I'm back.
happening in that.
Yeah. Fighting
It's-
game category this year was a fucking joke. You had 2 good games, you had 1 punch, and then you had 2 games that.
All right, I don't want to be on
You
this
didn't have
I
a
don't want to be stuck on this category anymore. I'm just gonna choose the one
No.
that they got Peter Weller for.
No.
Mortal Kombat 11. Shut up. Shut up.
Colin!
Shut up.
Colin!
What?
Oh my god.
Betrayal.
I could. Ooh.
Shut up. They got Peter Weller, and they also got Sly.
Who cares?
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Worthy.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Colin, we can hear the stream playing through your stream.
Oh well, that's a you problem. That's not.
No, you need to mute the YouTube stream because I can hear the conversation we just had 2 minutes ago.
It's muted on my end. I don't know how you're hearing it.
It's muted on my end.
I hear it a million times. Yeah, it's. I'm sure.
The fuck?
I'm sure
You
people-
know what? Then I'm not gonna share my. Do you guys hear it now?
I'm not hearing anything.
No, I'm not hearing anything now.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't hearing anything to begin with, so.
I don't even know how it was. You could hear it because it is muted on my end. I'm not listening to it.
Okay, well, go back to it and finish out the last 3 categories. Or...
Don't
There's
bother-
not
just-
3. I'm like still like halfway through the page because I got to fighting and you guys were having a fucking conniption over Among Us.
All right. Hold on. Let's reset this and let's go to best RPG and then we can talk about that. Let's forget what's just happened. Go to the next category.
Oh,
All right,
RPG.
fine.
Here's
Best
my
role playing game, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Fuck
Yeah,
you guys.
Here's my time. Hello, boys and girls. This is Raio from hit YouTube channel Raio. If you vote for a Genshin Impact,
Oh my
I could get
gosh.
gems, and I want free gems. So you guys all vote for Genshin Impact right now. Quality doesn't matter. No one cares about your vote anyways.
No, fuck you.
Genshin
I'm voting for
Impact.
Yakuza.
You heard the man.
Yeah.
Yakuza.
Yakuza. Best
Yakuza
action
is
adventure
definitely
game. You know what? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order came free with my Xbox, so I guess that's just how it be.
Fair.
I know,
I voted for Ori on this list, but to be fair, I haven't played any of the 6
Xenoblade
games
was
on this
robbed the
list.
nomination spot. By the way,
Oh no, it absolutely was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if Persona 5 Royale can be on there, then Xenoblade can definitely be on
They
there.
should have replaced Persona 5 Royale with Xenoblade.
The game,
Or Genshin Impact with Xenoblade.
Hey,
also.
calm down there, calm down.
the
Hey,
Game
stop!
Awards has something against Xenoblade.
Stop
because
being
it didn't
mean.
nominate Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Best action for the best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. It's really funny that Alyx is nominated because I feel like this is the one category I wouldn't nominate. I shouldn't, because it's just like running around with a pistol.
I voted Doom.
But
same, I voted
but I will go against the grain and I will give it to Doom Eternal because it is the most action. It is literally the most action. Innovation in accessibility. I'm gonna vote for Watch Dogs Legion because it's so accessible that you don't even have to play it because the game fucking sucks.
I gave it to Last of Us, actually. This is the only category that I gave to Last of Us.
No, I gave this to Grounded because I remembered it had a lot of good accessibility stuff and was adding things in for people who have like arachnophobia and stuff like that, where it like actively changed models in the game for people who are afraid of insects so that they could play it.
Best
Like,
VR.
that's pretty neat.
Best VR AR. I mean, this is the Alyx category.
Half-Life on this one. Per Iron Man VR.
Sucks. It's so sad. Best community support.
No, I gave this to No Man's Sky. It saved itself from what it had so many years
See, but that's
ago.
not like community support. That's just like.
Oh, is it? I would
Yeah.
think
Recognizing a game for outstanding community support and game updates, patches. I always thought this update was more of like best community, like player base and stuff.
It's support because like the people who have actively
Then No Man's Sky absolutely gets it. Fortnite literally gets worse with every update.
I thought this category was a joke, so I voted for Fortnite.
Yeah,
No,
fucking.
no,
I don't think it's a good community. Like, I don't think that's a good category at all. Community support is just so vague.
No, I don't know. I think this is one of the better awards, honestly, on here because like this is actually rewarding companies for sticking to the games they release.
Wait,
like,
wait, hold the fuck on. They also then what the fuck? But then. Isn't that what Best Ongoing is? Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content. So it's the same fucking thing. I guess I'll also vote No Man's Sky for this, but what the fuck? Oh my god, I don't care! Why are you giving me badges?
Zippo just said give Best Community Support to Smash. Best Community.
Funny joke.
Oh my god.
No, you're right. Best ongoing and best community support are basically the same thing. I don't get
because
that either.
I think one is just like because you don't have to talk to the community at all to keep updating the game and have good updates. One is listening to it, having feedback, like having.
Oh yeah, I guess that's
like
true.
The classic, like Blizzard type of community support.
I think the thing is though,
the
thing is though, is that the only difference between best ongoing and best community support is literally one game.
Yeah, I mean that might just be a coincidence.
Wait. Why is best ongoing 5 nominations, but best community 6 games?
I don't know, but I feel like I feel like the best way to categorize it is best ongoing. You're rating it based on the quality of the content that they added post-release, whereas best community support is on how well they've actually like listened to the community and continue to support that community that played the game. So I think No Man's Sky definitely for community support, but for ongoing, I don't know which of these 5 has released actually the objectively best content.
I am so bored just looking at these categories that watching this show is gonna suck.
Yeah.
So bad.
That's why we're all gonna drink. It's gonna be great.
Okay. Best mobile game.
I give it to Genshin.
I'm gonna give it to Genshin because that's the only platform where it runs good on. So there you go.
I gave it to Among Us, but again, I was just like,
Best mobile game from 2018. You don't see the.
yeah,
Best-
the fine print.
Best indie game. I'm giving it to indie darling of the year, Spelunky 2.
Nice.
'Cause
I gave it
it's
to Fall Guys,
Spelunky
it's the only one I'd actually played.
2.
I gave it to Hades.
Yeah, Hades will probably win that, but I haven't played it.
Usually
so.
the nomination for like game of the year that is an indie will always win best indie title.
Yeah.
And like that's kind of why I'm a little miffed that they start including the two like in the same. Like obviously it's an indie game, so you have to include it there, but like it already is nominated for game of the year, so people are gonna think, well, that's the best one, obviously. Like.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. You'd think it'd be. That's the thing. I feel like they don't want to do best AAA game because that'll always be the one that they end on, and so it'll always be perceived as the most important one.
Wait, hang on. Is
I
that?
think if this was gonna be-
Wait,
Games for Impact does not include Genshin Impact.
Is that true?
It's got the name Impact in it.
Oh my god. Wow, guys, we have like BWS just mentioned in chat. He's like, I don't want to alarm anyone right now, but on my end the stream has an equal amount of likes and dislikes. That's fucking awesome. Hey guys, Mario Kart 9 isn't happening and Rabbids will never be in Smash. Just, let's gotta cover our bases. Well, except for that one costume that's already in, but shut up.
Is he still here?
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll
I
see.
think-
We'll see.
I think if this was to be ever taken seriously, the people that need to vote on this are actual like game devs. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how this should happen.
They should
Yeah,
not
it's
open up
over.
voting for the public. This is completely useless. Like this is like
Yeah.
this is completely fucking stupid.
Public
Like,
vote for the game.
from what I can understand. Like from what I understand, the public voting just like it's there, but really it comes down to whoever is on the board. Like,
Yeah, but who the hell's on the board? It's not.
good question. Good
They
fucking
do,
question.
to be fair, they do usually announce who's on the board. I haven't really been following.
I
it, so
know
don't if they
Jeff
have
Grubb
this
is
year,
on the
but-
board.
Yeah, they do usually announce who's on the board for voting.
Anyway, can
know
I
Reggie has to-
let me finish this. Come
Oh,
on.
Let's finish speaking
So,
between then.
But you guys are like going on like 30 other topics. I just want to get through this fucking stupid nomination.
Colin, just because you don't like our nominations doesn't mean that you don't have to let us have fun, okay?
Yeah.
Be nice.
Patience is a virtue,
Be
Colin.
nice.
Now, games for impact. Let's go.
I'm not doing this for me. All right. Games for impact. This is a really tough category because I don't care about any of these. But what's also doubly tough is that there's two of these games are directly Twin Peaks inspired. So that makes it even harder to vote on the obvious one. But I'm gonna give it to Kentucky Route Zero because. Again, this is a game that came out like years ago, but it got like a port, so now it's on here. So okay.
I
It
voted for
does sound like a
Spirit
bourbon line.
Yeah,
so that's pretty cool.
I voted for Spiritfarer as well.
Wait a minute, wait.
These games, Spiritfarer and Tell Me Why are the only two that I actually know what the impact is. So it was a bit hard for me to vote for the other three.
Hold on a fucking second.
Uh-huh.
Didn't previous years have best male and best female performance?
Yeah.
Now they're just lumped together?
Yep.
See, this is what I'm
Best
talking
one,
about.
yeah.
Like, what is this
Colin,
bullshit?
Colin, they don't think any games came out this year. They really don't. They think that this is it. Last of Us has 2 nominations. That's how little they think these games came out. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it.
There's definitely a bias towards certain types of AAA games, and you see
Yeah,
you see it
even it's even
real
Triple A,
bad.
just the games that really like impacted the board, I guess, because like all of these games, except for Spider-Man, are all also best games of the year.
Yeah, and they threw
Hades obviously
Hades.
isn't AAA, but
They threw
it's-
Hades. Yeah, but Hades is like a token pick. Like it clearly.
Yeah, it's
doesn't
there
fit.
because it's super popular and talked about. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
not they're not looking at every game and then picking their favorite performances. They're looking at the popular games and then picking the
main
performances.
characters or the best performance in that game.
Yeah,
And that is why I voted for none of them.
yeah. I didn't vote in this category. I haven't played any of these games, so I can't judge their
I
performance.
played these games. I don't agree with the
No.
choices.
I voted for Hades. It was kind of a counter vote.
I didn't think that one.
House has been scrolling over Ellie for the longest time, dude. I'm getting a little nervous. Colin,
I'm gonna give it to the Hades guy because fuck it, I'm sure he needs a good paycheck.
Do it.
Best audio design. I mean, it's not even fucking close. It's Alyx. Why would it not be Alyx?
Are we on?
Best audio design.
Audio design. Yeah, I think I voted for Half-Life Alyx in this.
Alyx has a fully working piano.
Actually, no, I didn't. I voted for Doom.
Most categories where Alyx was nominated, I voted for it, except for Best Action Game.
The thing is, VR has a stigma to it. It just does.
Yeah, that's what we said earlier. Yeah, that's the only reason why Alyx didn't make it into Game of the Year, because
that's the only reason why it's not going to win 80s.
You know, I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna make a joke where I'm like, poor people, because like, get it? Because haha, VR is so expensive. But no, I just realized that like there's multiple people. There's a lot. There's like at least hundreds of thousands of people who are voting for these awards who day one bought a PS5 or Xbox Series X, and my VR headset costs $300 less than either of those consoles. So fuck them. Fuck them in the mouth. I don't care.
I think I voted for Doom on this, but that's only because it's the only one of those 5 I've actually played. I'm sure Half-Life Alyx has really good audio design.
So best score in music, it's got to go to my main man Mick Gordon.
I voted for Mick Gordon as well.
I was really close to giving it to Final Fantasy.
Yeah, Final Fantasy has a really good soundtrack, but I went with Doom just because it stuck with me more.
I feel like Final Fantasy VII Remake being nominated is like when Star Wars got nominated for Best Score, and you're like, yeah, because it's the same fucking John Williams score from like 77. Of course it's good.
That's true.
Oh, you know what? I should have voted for Final Fantasy VII Remake so I could give some bullshit reason where I'm like, well, I actually bought the FF7 Remake on CD this year, so... But you know, whatever. Best art direction. I'm gonna give it to Hades because it made my pee feel a little weird.
I don't.
I gave it to Ori. I gave it to Ori originally, but then I swapped it over to Hades.
Yeah, the thing about Ori is that it's not revolutionary compared to the original Ori. You know, it doesn't really do anything different.
I gave it to Ori, but I was really close to Hades. And when I saw the nominees for this one, the first thing I thought was, why the fuck is Last of Us there?
Yeah, this one's a weird one. It's got no... It doesn't really have...
The other 4 make sense to some degree, but Last of Us just...
yeah, like, because the game is very much about, like, those emotive performances, and yeah, I get it for Game of the Year, whatever. Yeah, but it's such a generic look.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not anything special, so it does make you be like, why is it here?
I just realized,
popular.
Don't they have, like... See, this is what's so fucking weird. They'll have like best narrative, and it's like okay, but then it's like some of these categories to me are just like they're so like I feel like they're like missing such like obvious chunks of like game design and stuff. Like where's like best like level direction and stuff like that. Like where's like
best controls. It's a game.
Yeah.
Game controlled the best.
Those are all also good points. And again, going back to the whole issue with it and comparing it to the Oscars and stuff, it's all about... The Oscars isn't just the best movie of X genre. It's the best, like... It's about the people who made the movie and, like, the best director or the best actor and actress and the best sound director and shit like that.
Paper Mario should absolutely be in best score and art direction. I 100% agree with that. That is
I was
like...
about to bring that up.
It should be there instead of Last of Us.
Correct. He called me a Genshin fan, so I'm a little hurt, but he is right. Paper Mario should be in best score and art direction. It's literally the art direction game. Like that, I would have given the vote to that right away.
People conflate, and it's because of movies. They conflate kind of this dark narrative in games with being something mature, which, with being a quality game, and it's in these.
Okay, wait. Let me
realistic looks and these it's because these AAA games are more serious and they have these.
Also, let me just like I'm sorry.
Let him finish.
Okay, yeah.
It's because of prestige. Like, games don't have the same prestige that something like movies have. So things that are closer to what you would see in a movie therefore is more legitimate and helps legitimize games. Oh, we want to see what movie has the best narrative, the best screenplay, so we want to see what game has the best narrative or best screenplay, which is kind of ridiculous because if you take something like The Last of Us and put it as a movie, straight up as a movie first and foremost, then it's like, oh, look at all of these, you know, like kind of zombie tropes and kind of derivative story elements, and it doesn't work as well, which is kind of hilarious.
But the funny thing is,
so
Spazzy,
what is closest to movies is closest to good.
but to build on that, which I think is very interesting, is that here it's best narrative. It's the best story. Meanwhile, at like something like the Oscars, they have best book or like best screenplay. Like
right,
like the writing and who wrote it is the focus of something at the Oscars, while here it's just like oh, is the story good? It's like it's not caring about like the moment to moment thing, which is weird for a medium where the games are like 30 fucking hours long.
And really, if you're getting into video games, I think there's a difference between best narrative that you could say like a best narrative that happens throughout gameplay and a best narrative that is world building, which is something you get in a game that you don't get in a movie. Like, oh, like something like, let's say, Metroid Prime. That doesn't have a great narrative, but it has a great world building and story because you can go around and discover things, and that's like a different type of story that happens only within the medium of video games, and which would make sense, but doesn't, because the Game Awards is trying to mirror the Oscars and trying to mirror what people think is important in quote unquote real and important media, which is why this is a quote unquote joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, for this one,
for that one, it's pretty apparent it's a joke. I mean, best narrative, I gave it to Hades. Maybe that's a bad choice, but I thought the twist in Final Fantasy VII Remake was fucking balls, and I have not played Ghost of Tsushima and refuse to play it.
I'll be gunned down in the street by Rivers if I don't do this. So 13 Sentinels it is.
Yeah. No, 13 Sentinels. I haven't played it, but I've heard absolutely nothing but praise for it all year, especially for its story, which isn't something I can say for the other 4 games. I've heard criticism of The Last of Us story. I've heard criticisms of Final Fantasy VII story. Ghost of Tsushima, I haven't heard anything about the story, and I know what the story in Hades is, and it's fine. It's got good. Hades is the closest to what you were saying with Metroid Prime, Spazzy. It's got some pretty good like storytelling elements in it, but the overall story of the game is my mum's left, and I want to find her.
Honestly, best narrative. Honestly, best narrative should have gone to Half-Life Alyx for being able to end a fucking 13-year-old cliffhanger.
There's probably some indie game with a mind-blowing narrative that we're not thinking of, but
yeah.
At least it does have written by on there, which is nice.
Yeah, that is nice if you wanted to vote for the person, and maybe that person is the one who'll get the award.
I gave direction to Alyx. I thought that.
Hey, Raio. So why do you refuse to play Ghost of Tsushima? Because I don't know if there's any reason.
I cannot get into that game. Everything about that game is like anti-me. I every time I see it, every trailer I see, every gameplay element, the story
doesn't excite me at all. But
I see that game and I think this is typical gamer bro schlock that's going to get all the awards at the end of the year, and no one's going to remember it after that. That is what I see in this game, and that is why I do not want anything to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everyone keeps talking good stuff about it, so I feel like I'm probably going to pick it up for $10, like on Sony's like Black Friday digital sale next year, because that's how Sony games work.
I'll pick it up for $5. You know, 3 months after the Game Awards, when it doesn't matter and no one is talking about it. Sure, sounds like a great idea. But
Maybe
right
it's
now,
great though. I don't know. People really seem to like it.
By the way, it just occurred to me that like Call of Duty Modern Warfare has like a bunch of nominations, but like the latest Call of Duty does not. It has no nominations at all. That's really sad.
It's a game that everyone forgot existed. Like that
man.
Game.
Yeah. Best game direction. I mean, I gotta give it to my gal, Half-Life Alyx.
if not Alyx, maybe
But okay, I'll but like all memes and like biases and fanboyism aside.
I was anti-Japan. Oh, sorry.
No, but like all memeing aside, the reason why I'm giving it to Alyx, just go on. I mean, you should play the game. You should get a VR headset and play this game. But just look up Chapter 7 Geoff. That's all I got to say about that. That is, that was the coolest fucking thing I've played in a long ass time, and I don't think any other game has been able to top that shit. The Geoff level of Half-Life Alyx is superb, and now we get to this bullshit.
Really, I don't think out of all the games here, nothing really compares to Alyx when it comes to game direction.
Yeah,
I'm looking for a second best, and I cannot see a second best.
Yeah, see, I voted for Final Fantasy, but that's only because it's the only one I've played out of them 5. That was it. I haven't played. I feel like Alyx does deserve a lot of the votes, and I do believe everything you guys say. But the fact that I haven't played it is kind of.
You don't want to vote without knowing what you're.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So the reason I voted for Mario Kart Live as best family game is because I'm giving Game of the Year to Animal Crossing New Horizons, baby.
That's what
I just really want Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah, no, that's really it.
It's a light-hearted sim game where everyone is just relaxing and you're building houses and you're hunting insects. Oh yeah, no, but like it's the complete opposite of like every other game for Game of the Year.
And like that's the sad part is that it's not gonna be Last of Us Part 2. It's not gonna be Animal Crossing. It's gonna be Ghost of Tsushima because it's just that type of game. It's made for this award.
But last year they already did a samurai game. You can't do 2 samurai games back to back. You can't.
No, but
you know we're doing it again.
No, but hang on, because Dragon Age Inquisition won in 2014 and Overwatch won in 2015. So mediocrity can win 2 years in a row.
I think launching Overwatch was a good game, but whatever. I know how you feel.
If I could have it my way, I would want it to be Animal Crossing, mostly for the fact that out of all these games, I don't think any of them were quite a cultural phenomenon as Animal Crossing.
Right. You were saying before how the most popular games work. If truly it was the most popular game, which it's not. It's the most popular game.
It's the biggest scoop of the year.
Gamers, yeah. But the biggest game there is Animal Crossing New Horizons. It had the biggest cultural impact. It had the biggest impact outside of gaming. It sold the most. It's still selling, but it's not. It's
my actual like unironic answer for why Animal, because I think Ghosts is gonna win. But I think my actual unironic reason why Animal Crossing New Horizons should win is because it is a video game, and it does not appeal to a certain like audience of gamers. It is not a gamer game. It is a fucking video game that has been beloved by a shitload of people.
It is crazy because like I have been through a couple different job environments in this year, and in each and every one of them, I could bring up any one of these games, and they don't know what the fuck any of them are except for Animal Crossing. I have people who I would never expect to play video games saying, I want to get a Switch this year for Christmas because I want to play Animal Crossing. That is a huge game that is monumental to the world, and it's not going to get the award. It's going to be Ghost of Tsushima.
One thing I'm going to give Ghost of Tsushima is that Hades doesn't really count because it's the token indie choice. Look at every other game, and they are legacy games.
Oh yeah, 100%. That is
at least Ghost of Tsushima is a new game. That's something. I do kind of want to check it out because I've heard so much good things about it, but it also like it really just doesn't appeal to me. But
I'm sure
look, a Final Fantasy VII remake, a new entry in Doom, Last of Us Part 2. It's like an Animal Crossing that is very much like the other Animal Crossings that came before it. New game.
I think if Alyx can't be nominated because like and my reasons for Alyx winning would be like innovation and just absolute like mastercraft in terms of just like just pretty much every aspect of that game. Like it is a near flawless masterpiece, and it's like it is the I hate to use comparisons, but it is the it is like the Mario 64 moment for VR. It is a perfectly crafted, well-rounded experience that could push gaming forward. Like Animal Crossing is sort of the same way. If I can't have like the big innovation, I want the one that can be at least generally the biggest crowd pleaser, not just within the circle of just, you know, the gamers, but just people all across the planet. Because I can show my mom Animal Crossing and she's like, "Oh, that's cute. That's badass. I like how all that works."
Yeah, somebody's saying that we're hating on Ghost and Hades. Number one, I think mostly Raul is hating on Ghost.
Ghost is the only one that I'm hating on. Yeah, I'll open to that one, but I've not.
Yeah, and I'm not actually hating on Ghost. I'm just like,
I've not said.
I just haven't played it.
So
I haven't said anything on Hades.
Yeah.
If anything, I made a.
And the one thing I did say, and this is why I'm saying I'm sure that we're hating on Hades.
That's not Nintendex. That's Spazzy. That's
Yeah,
Spazzy saying that.
I said it doesn't count, and I said that because it's the Game of the Year award for the Game Awards, and they're not gonna have it win. That's what I meant by that. There's no way they're going to make an indie
they're
game
just
win.
to give indie bros their points and be like, "Oh, look, we're so innovative," and then not to get.
I'm not saying it
See,
doesn't
I don't know.
deserve to
I
win.
don't know if I agree with either of them assessments. I feel like maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but the only other indie game I've ever seen get Game of the Year nomination is Celeste.
Yes, but they've started doing that. That's the thing is that like now
Yeah,
they're
like-
putting games into the Game of the Year
But
nomination.
did they do that last year? Because
Yes.
Celeste was 2 years ago.
I'm not saying it doesn't
Yeah,
deserve to
that's-
get there. I'm just saying that that's what they do. The
I'm
Game
not-
of the Year Awards picks one indie game and says, "Let's give them a bunch of nods."
Who
I feel
was
like
it
it's-
last year?
I'm looking it up right now. Give me one moment.
Yeah,
It
'cause I-
was. Let's see. We had Death Stranding, The Outer Worlds, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate,
Control, wasn't
Resident
it?
Evil 2, and Control.
Yeah,
Control
Control,
was the indie game.
do
last year.
Control and Outer Worlds count as indie games?
Control 100% counts.
I
as
mean,
indie
yeah,
game.
I would say so.
I don't know. Control's published by 505 Games, and they've been around for ages. They do like so much stuff.
If not indie game, at least smaller game that doesn't compare to the
I mean,
other nominees.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call them an indie game. It's like Death Stranding by that definite. Or I know it's published by
Okay,
Sony.
so let me put it this way. Maybe I'm stating this wrong. The Game Awards takes these huge AAA games that have all these hype and put them up there, and then they pick smaller scale games to make it seem like they're going to be more fair about things. But those games aren't going to win because that's not how the Game of the Year is structured. Because it's not like the Oscars. And I'm not saying that these games don't 100% deserve it or that they're not the best games that year. I think Control was way better than the games that won. However, I'm saying that they don't count because the Game Awards won't let them
They
win those
put these
categories.
smaller games up to get slaughtered. That is all that they do. And it's sad because there's really good games that they put up sometimes. Celeste being one of them. Celeste is a fucking awesome
Celeste
game.
is awesome. Yeah.
There was no way Celeste was winning that year because they put it up just to get their little gamer bro points and it was going to get slaughtered. There was no way. You could ask anyone in this chat room, anyone in the fucking world that's going to watch this show, do you think Hades is going to win? And all of them are going to say, nah, there's no way. That's the point here, is that they don't put these games up because they're good. They put them up because, well, they need those gamer bro points, and they're not going to do anything with it. It's a sad fact that, like, I dislike about the Game of the Year nominations. I feel like there's so many good games out there that are just so good that deserve this spot, and they're going to give it to the most gamer bro one. They're going to give it to Ghost. They're going to give it to Get Last of Us, whatever. The sad fact of it all. That was my Raio moment of the day. Thank you very much.
So here's a question. Let's look at the 2019 Game Awards nominees.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at a moment ago. Let me go back to them. So there was like Death Stranding, Control, Sekiro, which won.
What were
Resident
the indie
Evil
game?
2, Smash Bros. Ultimate, and The Outer Worlds. The indie game category, do you mean?
Yes, in the indie game category. What were they?
So in the indie game category, there was Disco Elysium, which is what won. Then there was My Friend Pedro, Untitled Goose Game, Slay the Spire, Outer Wilds, and Gris.
How did Untitled Goose Game not win? that was such a like.
Well, because
that
it's
was a
not as
moment.
good as Disco Elysium.
Yeah, I mean, it's
really
true. It's
good
not as good
either.
as it's not as good as this, but it had its moment.
Oh, wait,
Like,
actually,
you know
sorry,
what I'm saying?
sorry. There was 2 indie games categories last year. There was fresh indie game, quote unquote.
Yeah,
That
oh
was
yeah,
like-
presented
I
by
just read that.
Subway.
There was fresh indie game and then best independent game. Sorry, I read the fresh one. The best independent one. I mean, Disco Elysium still won best independent game, and
Yeah.
Untitled Goose Game and Outer Wilds were both still in that. But best independent game also had Barbar Issue and Katana Zero.
Man, I really love when my game is fresh and radical and cool.
Great. But yeah,
Alright.
like the
Man.
thing is, listen, dude. I already corrected myself, Doodle. I didn't mean necessarily an indie game. I meant a game that's not a huge AAA experience game that is not gonna stack up to it. Like, there's just these kind of token choices that they do to show that their gaming prowess extends beyond like the big Nintendo release and the big 3 Sony releases and the big like Ubisoft or Bethesda or whatever game. Like, that's what they do. And we're not, and and first of all, this is just me, so get that out of your mouth that anyone else is saying shit about Hades. First of all, like, I don't know why you're saying you guys are this when no, it's just me. I'm owning it. Stop saying other people said shit when they did it. Number one. Number two, I'm not saying that Hades shouldn't win Game of the Year or isn't the best game. I'm just saying it won't. The Game Awards won't let a game like that win. And if I'm wrong, I will eat that crow and I'll say, man, Doodle is so much smarter than me and he knows so much more about the Game Awards than me, and that guy is great. And you guys should all, I don't know, follow him on social media or whatever. But like, what it's not just, I'm not disparaging the game when I say it's a token choice. I'm disparaging the Game Awards and the way that they decide what the best games are.
Yeah, I feel like the big thing to take out of any of this is that if you think that we're individually shitting on any of these games, we're not. We're shitting on the fucking platform that they're going to be revealed in. That's it.
Except I do shit on Last of Us 2 all the time. That's literally the only game I'll shit on.
I've made like a pretty
even Ghost. I definitely want to check Ghost of Tsushima out. I just like, there's something about it like that just doesn't like grab me. Like Sekiro did. It's something about the art style or something that just like doesn't do it for me. It just seems a little too.
My reason that I dislike,
I don't know, but I do want to check it out. Rao's the one that has problems with that game. I think
my biggest problem with Ghost of Tsushima is that I didn't know which of the two were the same game. I thought Sekiro was the same fucking game because they look like the same fucking game. I can't. I cannot get into that type of game. I'm sorry.
For me, I have nothing against Ghost of Tsushima. I haven't played it, but out of all of them,
wait. Did anybody call Doodle a dumbass? If I did, I did not mean to call. Like, I don't remember saying it.
I think you might have said it in your vicious rant just then. I think you might have just slipped out.
Okay, no, I definitely don't think you're dumb. I'm just very, very passionate about how dumb the Game Awards.
Because they are.
Like, it really like.
See, this is why I didn't want to vote for anything, because this shit happens.
I mean, can I just? I do want to mention one thing, and
I'm gonna have to play that back after we're done and say that and maybe issue a real apology.
I think
this is like.
Colin, let me finish.
Okay.
Fuck me. I think you definitely did say that, Spazzy.
No. I don't think. No, he didn't say that. Spazzy did not say that. He's.
Because I wasn't talking.
No. He's clarifying in chat. Doodle is basically like, no, don't worry. Like, I'm being a dumbass. Like that, and he's clarifying that. Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay.
I don't know.
I thought you had.
No.
I was on a tear for a minute, so I'm all like, geez, I don't know.
No, let's be real. This is like the worst episode of Good Morning Source Gaming, and it's all Raio's fault. It's all fucking Raio's
Everyone that I come on, there's always something wrong. The first one we talked about Pokemon, and that's what happened. Now this is happening.
I'm gonna fucking. Have you seen that clip of John Carmack choking out Jace Hall? That's gonna be me to Raio. I'm gonna choke him out and put him in a judo chokehold.
I said that whoever invited me this time, they're gonna regret it. It was
I regret nothing, baby.
Can I just want to bring up? Can I talk about how shit the People's Voice Awards category is this year. Player's Voice, that's it. Because, like, I feel like Player's Voice is the chance for players to actually, like, vote on a game that they think is being ignored by the Game Awards. Except no, the final 5 in this Player's Voice are Doom, Ghost of Tsushima, Hades, Last of Us Part 2, and Spider-Man.
You know what the issue with the Game Awards is?
Same boring shit that's already voted in the thing.
I just attribute that to the fact that people don't have a mind for their own. They just fucking see what's the top vote, and they're like, "Oh, yep, that's what I'm going for."
Yeah, so this is the thing. Last year it was Smash Brothers, Death Stranding, Star Wars, and Fire Emblem, and Fire Emblem actually won.
Yeah, so like I don't think it's so much a problem with the player's voice. I just think it's a problem with the people being like, "Oh, there were no good games this year, so I guess I'm going with Ghost of Tsushima."
I voted for Hades in this one.
I voted for Hyrule Warriors because it's the only chance it got.
My initial votes all went to Bugsnax, but other than that,
well, I'm talking about round 3.
round
3, I went for Doom.
I haven't voted for round 3 yet. But
I'm just saying, gamers love nepotism. They love like familiarity. They love safeness. They love things that coddle their taste.
You know what's funny? I feel like a lot of people will think I'm anti-Sony, but I actually I love Insomniac and I love Santa Monica. I'm just anti-Naughty Dog. I just hate those guys.
My girlfriend all the time is like, this has been a running thing for the last 3 years. My girlfriend.
I love Insomniac.
You hate Sony. You hate Sony so much. Why don't you ever play Sony games? And like, I don't understand where that's coming from because like I play Sony games all the time. I just don't like the ones that are like, you know, the big boy, gritty story ones, because that's just not my type of game. And like, I've been shitting on Ghost this entire time, but if you like that game, you have every right to like it. I'm the dumbass in that case. Go for it. Not my game. Not for me.
Yeah, and to be 100% honest with you too, like I give Last of Us too much shit, but it's kind of fun because Last of Us fans are really sensitive, so like, which is weird because it's a critically acclaimed and very well selling game. They like feel like they have to defend it all the time, and I think that's funny. So, you know, maybe I shit on it a little bit more because once again, I think that's funny. Also, it's just, and I don't even actually think I never played Last of Us 2, so I can't really shit on that. It's just that I played through Last of Us 1 and I didn't even think it was bad. I just thought it was like, that's it. Like super overrated, and I think
I thought it was bad. I played Last of Us. I thought it was bad. So
I finished it, and like, I mean, I'm not gonna. I've got into a bunch of times.
I loved Uncharted and was disappointed by.
I do like
a lot.
the thing about Uncharted is that because it's more of a fun action, and it's not, once again, it's not with Naughty Dog. It's not even really Naughty Dog. It's just Last of Us. The thing about why Uncharted I think works better is because it's this fun action game, so you don't take it as seriously. So when you're being pushed towards narrative choices. And also, like, the actual gameplay in that one is way more about the action and less about, like, crafting and, like, exploring houses and shit. And when you're trying to push a game with a serious narrative, but Ellie is, like, 100 feet in front of you having this intimate conversation and you're, like, trying to play a fucking video game and going into a basement to, like, craft something, it's stupid. It's stupid and it breaks the immersion. Whereas, like, the immersion isn't as important, even though the narrative is really fun because it's more of an action blockbuster in Uncharted. So you're just like going along with the flow and going through quick time and going through like all these fun little things. Like, it doesn't, that style doesn't work. Like, the gameplay doesn't complement, I'm sorry, the narrative in Last of Us. That's my biggest problem with it always. Like, it doesn't work for me. I'm like, it's two different things. And even when I hear about complaints with Last of Us 2, like, there's a tonal dissonance there because once again, the gameplay isn't complementing the type of story they're trying to tell. Like, it just doesn't, and that's what kind of makes it bad in my opinion. It's like whatever though. Like, and also, like, I feel like that game takes like 7 hours before you finally feel like you're starting and getting into it. But I feel like that's just a problem with modern games in general. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. You're good. So I guess we've gone through all the categories and forced Colin to vote against as well. So I guess the only other thing we want to talk about, because I see we're getting close to the term mark, is the advertisements that will be there, and
The thing that we complained about
might be there. Like, 'cause that, let's be real, gamers. That's the reason why we're watching it.
Oh god.
There's gonna be at least 3 or 4 Smash reveals. I'm not sure the exact number.
I actually do think there will be a Smash reveal of this one.
It's gonna be a double reveal trailer with Sora and then Rex and Pyra, and then surprise twist. Also, Gino is a free bonus character. So
Sora and Mickey Mouse. This is what it's going to be. You're going to have Sora's going to be there, and then he'll get knocked around like Dragon Quest guy did, and then suddenly Mickey Mouse will descend from the heavens
But
and blast away everyone.
it'll be Mickey from Mickey Mouse Capades for the NES. So that's
Mickey Mouse.
I do think, gamers, that we will get something Smash Bros. But fuck Smash Bros. Metroid 5, that's what's going to be the cool thing there. We're getting Metroid 5, and it's going to be so cool. I'm so excited. There's probably going to be Sora or Jonesy or some shit, but, I mean...
that's what I should say. Sora or Jonesy or some shit. Question mark.
Those are your two choices,
I've heard about-
Sora or Jonesy. So
I've heard about the possibility of a double reveal, and it's just one of those things I'm like, no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Because they have so
if-
long.
so if there is a double reveal, because I've also heard that, then it will be because the two characters are related, which is why I'm memeing Sora and Mickey Mouse. Because I can't see them doing like two completely unrelated characters in a way. This isn't going to be like Ken and Incineroar.
My thing is that,
It's gonna be Master Chief and Master Chef.
My thing is that, like, if they were going to do the double reveal, how they'd have to do it is how they do it, like, at E3, where, like, you start the show, and, like, in the beginning, you have something. Then, like, towards the end of the show, where they did Joker, you'd have another one.
See, I don't see them doing that for the Game Awards.
I can't see them doing it either. That's why I don't think the double reveal thing has any weight to it. I don't think, like, I think it's a claim that a lot of people are making, but I don't think there's any real weight to that. I do think there's going to be some Smash, since so many people have fucking heard it, and, like, it's not like that. It's not like last time where nobody heard it, and everyone was saying, you know, you probably shouldn't go in expecting this, but nobody listened.
So here's some real predictions. I think we're gonna finally see some shit from Elden Ring.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think there's time. I think that a bunch of existing games are gonna get more DLC and whatever. Like I don't know, like Fall Guys or what have you is gonna have
we know they're going to show off the new Among Us map there. So
yeah.
As far as, like, Nintendo-related announcement goes that aren't, like, you know, directly tied with the company, I do feel there'll be a couple of neat Switch games there. And if the Game Awards doesn't have anything Nintendo directly related, like the Metroid Vibes or the Smash Brothers, everyone's going to say it's dog shit, and that the announcements that were there now.
I think Sony will have a mid-level reveal. They're not going to reveal something from like a premiere type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe Last of Us 2 DLC.
I don't know. I don't think we'll get that.
Maybe because they want to push this as a big thing. Maybe we'll get a movie-related trailer. Maybe like the new Uncharted movie or something.
I mean,
I think the mid-level
Tom
reveal
Holland's
could
going to be there. So
I think the mid-level
probably
reveal
then.
could be Ratchet and Clank.
Silk Song.
yeah, Ratchet and Clank
Audio
release
said
date
Silk
as
Song.
well.
Silk Song.
What'd you?
Silk Song would be awesome
What's that?
to finally see some shit on Silk. No, Audiodle said maybe it's time for Silk Song. I'm like, Silk Song would be awesome.
Oh yes, Silk Song news would be good.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen, but yeah, that'd be a neat one because it's been so long.
The rumored and leaked and has gone over everywhere on the interwebs Fortnite skin for Master Chief.
Yeah, that'll be there.
That'll be there probably. I think there's a good chance. And if there's a Nintendo skin like Samus, like that's what people are talking about, that'll probably be there too. I do get the impression that Kratos was not supposed to release as early as he did, and it was supposed to be Fortnite's way of doing that that great 2017 moment of Reggie, Bill, and Sony guy getting on the stage and being like, games. I think that's what we're going for this year with the Kratos, Master Chief, and Nintendo skin. But,
So
Now Sony guy has to stay in his seat.
how how
I'll let
many
you
Dungeons?
say.
How many Dungeons and Dragons games are we expecting this year? And how many?
How many Tom Clancy games can we?
And
expect?
how many? How many? Yeah, Magic the Gathering as well. We need to really.
I can't wait to have Harley Quinn come on my screen again and call me a gamer. It's gonna be great. My most exciting part of the show.
Did BlizzCon happen this year? Is BlizzCon happening this year?
Who knows?
Because I was about to say, because there's always Overwatch too, but I think that's going to be like whenever they do BlizzCon, which I think was canceled this year.
It'll probably be League.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
but-
something League.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's definitely going to be some League stuff. Definitely, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing about the Game Awards is that like we're E3, it's like a couple days of condensed information. The Game Awards is 4 hours of a little bit of everything. So like you never know what the fuck you're gonna get. You're going to a 4-hour show expecting everything and getting nothing out of it, but like sadness, disappointment.
Yeah.
Wasted your time.
Yeah, like there's very seldomly really exciting stuff, in my opinion, that comes out of.
I think last year the most exciting announcement they had was the Xbox like system reveal, the console reveal, and like
Yeah.
that was a high grade announcement. That was really cool, but nobody seems to bring it up at all because that show was not a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 is supposed to have multiple. Like, I have a feeling we're going to see some. I think the big thing is going to be DLC for existing games, especially games that have been nominated for a bunch of shit.
Don't you guys have phones? Gonna see Diablo, whatever it was called again.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that at the Game Awards. Yeah, I think the Game Awards will have a couple of announcements, but don't expect anything big. I'm not even expecting Metroid 5. I do think that'll be the next game Nintendo announces. Like, I do think that's the next one on their thing, but I don't necessarily think it will happen at the Game Awards. They might just do Smash, but nothing else.
I'm so confident that Metroid 5 is going to be like an early 2021 title that I'm just like, the closer we get to there, the closer it's going to be one of those reveal and releases, and like I feel like they're going to want a couple months of advertisement. So like now
So they could equally just drop it on Twitter, like they've done with every other.
fair. They could. They could fucking Paper Mario it. That is a thing that they could do.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely some sort of Ubisoft thing.
Oh, 100%. No doubt. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe Ubisoft will reveal Rabid in Smash, and then I'll get all the hate that I need. Oh man, I can't wait for that. So excited.
Just
Oh,
pour
man.
that hate on.
It's time for a new Elder Scrolls Skyrim port.
Again.
Well, I think we should wrap things up.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Elder Scrolls would be hyped, but that's also way too big for the Game
Yeah.
Awards.
I guess we will be streaming the Game Awards this week.
Marvel Avengers new DLC that'll be there.
Ultimate Alliance 4 probably, but
If you're drinking, I'm so down.
but
Seriously.
yeah, we'll I guess we'll see what happens. As always, links are down below to all of our Twitters, to Raio's Twitter, to Raio's YouTube. Join our Discord. Subscribe to our Patreon if you want. Always helps us out in the long run.
I bet we'll see stuff from the PS5 reveal that we didn't hear about. That like that cat game from Annapurna.
Oh.
Random stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Maybe
sorry.
we'll see Kenna. But yeah. Thank you all for watching and have a pretty good day.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.